Welcome back to the channel, folks, and to another battle report. It's late war, and for a change 105 points. We'll see if that makes any difference to how things play out. In subsequent months you're probably going to find us playing a few warm-up games for the UK Nationals, which are going to be late war 100 points. This is a dual format report, so you'll be able to either watch the full game with all the dice rolling and huffing and puffing on my part, and if not, you can watch the summarised version at the end and just follow the chapters on the red navigation bar at the bottom of the screen. After the intro, you can choose which battle report you want. Anyway, let's get over to have a look at the lists, the mission, and take it from there. Here is the Soviet list for today, and I want to play it a little bit different, just a little bit from what I've been playing previously for Soviets, just to try and change things up. You remember the last game I played the T-34-76 list, and it just came up against the wrong mission. I should have gone manoeuvre, not attack, and just the wrong opponent, and that everything in the way of tanks had front armour 7 against my anti-tank 9. So this is standard in some ways, but with a big lump of cheese compared to what I normally play. I've got 2 core formations and 1 support unit. Now this is 105 points. We wanted to play 105 today because we thought the UK Nationals were going to be 105. I do have a reason for that, but that is incorrect. It's 100 points. But you could easily change this to 100 points by simply dropping one of the slices of cheese that's in the list. So first of all, there's 2 very standard formations: Hero motor rifles and Hero T-34-85s. The Hero motor rifles have got 2 platoons up to the maximum of 10 bases plus commissar, and 2 Fausts paid in each platoon. So they're quite expensive platoons, but they've got 11 bases. So, you know, that's quite a few guys to make up for the fact that they're aggressive and they'll probably bleed a lot. The HQ unit, I've not paid for Fausts for them, and they've got the obligatory, I think, never leave home without it, platoon of 6 medium mortars to go with them. And then the T-34 formation is HQ plus 2 platoons of 4, and then 5 points spent on scouts. I spent that 5 points on scouts. I could have spent it elsewhere, for instance, maybe armoured cars, adding heavy machine guns to the Hero motor rifles, but I like having an extra platoon in my Hero T-34s when I'm playing them as a short formation of just 3 units, because there's only 1 in the HQ, remember, and that could easily get destroyed, and then you might find yourself down to 4 tanks left alive on the table and running for it. These guys will hopefully keep them alive. Now for the cheese, at the back, looking sheepish, 5 M10s. So these are the American M10s. Front armour 4, anti-tank 12, but they're also, careful, fearless veteran. And that's a platoon of 5 that will be on the table if there's reserves for ambushes, for instance. So you can imagine like 10 anti-tank 12, like a 5-gun Pak 40 battery. That's going to do a lot of damage to medium armour. Now these guys, as I said, they're careful, fearless veteran. But the way my dice goes, are probably going to end up being careless, fearful veterans. But we'll see. Got big expectations for what these guys will be able to do to enemy armour. And yes, I'm calling it cheesy because normally I would just play with core Soviet stuff. This is me plucking something out of the book instead of anti-tank guns, saying I'm going to go for these because they're probably more survivable, definitely more mobile, and, you know, it's something different from what we've used before. So let's see how these heroes get on. Right, Peter, you're bringing Hungarians, and what have you got today?
They're from the Bagration book, so I've got an infantry formation. There's 3 platoons of infantry. They've all got the Panzerfaust, but they're limited to 1. All 3 of them have got a Panzerschreck, and 2 of the platoons have got an extra HMG. And then I've got some 81mm mortars, and that's from the formation.
Right.
Well, the HQ as well. And then support, I've got 3 Panthers, 3 Panzer IVs, and 3 Zrines, and an observer, And I've also got 3 Nebelwerfers, which I don't have. I've forgotten to bring them, but Frank's going to...
Yeah, the German ones will sub in a treat. So your guys, they're all careful, confident, trained?
Yes.
Except I know these guys will be careful, confident veterans, the Zerinis.
I'll just check that. There's...
Because I've used Zerinis in my time.
You see them there? This is the note. So they're veteran, yes, they're veteran.
Careful, fearless veteran actually.
It's fearless veteran.
And same with these tanks, they'll be careful, confident, trained. So these are Hungarian crude.
Yeah.
Right, so 3 platoons of infantry, a decent amount of artillery, and the platoons, they're not huge, but they're tough because they've got like heavy machine guns for defensive fire or shooting things up and everything, and a nice selection of tanks. If it comes to a reserve split, what would be on the table?
I don't know. I haven't really studied that. That's
Who the hell needs to know that?
Who needs to know that? That's well, I need to. To try and work out.
We'll see if that is necessary, folks, but it'll be interesting to know. Today's mission is Dust Up. A very simple and straightforward mission in terms of deployment zones, though you do have that awkward circular area in the middle that can be hard to map out. And in terms of mission rules, it's meeting engagement and delayed reserves. More often than not, because of the delayed reserves and the fact that both sides are in reserve, this is a slow burner of a mission. It's a mission where you can try to take an early advantage and hope your opponent's reserves don't arrive, but you typically have to either attack into the teeth of the defence with what is a very small amount of your force, remember, because you've got reserves, or you can hook around the side but then face the danger of the opponent's reserves coming in and getting you in the open. So in my experience, people tend to play this game quite cautious. One thing to note is, especially towards the opponent's reserves, you'll notice that the deployment zone for objectives goes right up to the edge of the deployment zone for your forces. So you want to, if the objective is placed in that position, try to get in front of it if possible without taking too many risks. Otherwise, if you're sitting on the objective on the edge of your deployment zone, you can get pushed back quite quickly in assaults. Now, you cannot defend in front of the objective, so that is a tricky element for the game, but typically we find it's a slow burner, and that's certainly how this game is going to start. Right folks, we've deployed. I won the roll off to be attacker, so I chose to attack from that quarter, meaning Peter's attacking from this quarter. Peter's reserve coming in there, my reserves coming in over there. Now, both of us fairly sort of mirrored each other's deployment for the objective markers. I placed one in the middle of my deployment zone, a bit more towards the back, but more or less in the middle, so that I could move from it if it wasn't under threat. I think, Peter, you've pretty much done the same here.
Yes, I had. It was probably as far back as I could.
And then we both put in our opponents, put objective markers right in this front corner. It makes sense in this game often to put it right up the front, but how to put it, the terrain here, I didn't fancy putting it here because of all these woods, so my tanks would have a bit of bother there. And people would have to get through all those buildings, and I've got Fausts as well, so I think that's certainly why I put mine here, and maybe why Peter's put his over there as well. So in terms of deployment, Peter, what's in reserve?
Reserve, I've got my 3 Panthers and my 3 Panzerforce. Oh, sorry, I've got that.
Is there any?
It should be on the table.
Oh dear, I was kind of hoping they were off the table.
Forgot all about them.
Right, so we're going to find out where the Zerinis are going, and then Peter can tell us where everything else is.
Yeah, I think the Zerinis, what's their range?
So the Zerinis are taking advantage of the observation from the hill. They can see over to there. That way's a bit restricted, to be honest, with the tall ground, but they've got an observer anyway. So what else have you got down and where?
So I've got 3 infantry platoons. I put 1 defending this objective, 1 defending this objective, and I've got 1 hopefully to try and cause mischief up there. My mortars are here. I've got the Nebelwerfers there, and my little observer here. My HQ is up here.
Right, so that looks like it could be a sneak attack.
Sneak attack, but there's a lot of open country there.
There is, and this is the side my reserves might come on, but I use the word might. So what have I got? First of all, very worried about the artillery and the volley salvo template and everything. But I've got a platoon of infantry, my mortars and my HQ. He's there because I reckon these guys are going to be unpinning every turn. And then there's a few in the church and the rest are here with the 10s, keeping their heads down there. And then in reserve, I have basically my whole hero T-34 formation. That's 2 platoons, the HQ and the scouts. They're all in reserve. It's not ideal. I could have maybe done a wee bit better by swapping them out for T-34s, but I'm thinking these are more likely to want to defend over here. I'd rather have them defended over here than T-34s, and the T-34s can attack over here. That's the plan. But I think this is a slow burner, folks, now with the delayed reserves. But with there's that much artillery pointed at me, I've just got to hope that Peter goes first, so there's one less turn of artillery bombardment. In fact, he can't. Whatever happens, he won't be using it till turn 2, so that'll give me maybe a wee bit of breathing space. But I reckon his artillery is going to punish my infantry. But let's tidy up and come back for turn 1. I'll roll off to see who's going first. Oh,
It'll be you then.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. But I am going first. I have to decide if I'm going to do anything. Turn 1. Soviet turn 1 movement. I'm going to start by spreading out a bit more on the right hand side of my deployment zone. I've got the infantry and the mortars quite close together. The mortars are there because they can't reach into Peter's zone unless they're in that corner or right up the very front where they're really vulnerable. So I'm going to put the infantry in a bit more of an extended line to try and reduce the threat of the artillery, because remember, this is a slow burner mission and I've got artillery sitting under templates that are just going to eat them up. The other platoon, which is by the church, is just going to spread itself out a little bit more and take advantage of the cover in the buildings to the front of the church. That way I can extend their threat against any reserves coming straight in. They'll have to tackle them in the buildings sooner rather than later. So turn 1, there's not going to be any shooting from me because I've got nothing in range. And my mortars, forgot about my mortars. It would have been nice to go second to get the jump with the mortars. As it is, they're probably going to get splattered next turn. So that's going to be it. Hungarian turn 1 movement, and you can see Peter here is also going to be aggressive with one of his platoons, but he's still going to have a platoon on each of the objectives. This is his third one, and they are going to advance into no man's land a little bit. He's got the switching box he can get some cover from, and the sort of the rail yard area as well to the right of that. So he's just going to get himself there and then think, what will I do after that?
In turn 1 shooting, right, so I think first of all I'm going to try and range in somewhere in there with my nibs.
Somewhere in this lot here, right?
Yes, well, is this all one, is it?
That's 1 unit.
That's 1 unit. And that's your, what you get
Mortars at the back.
You get 6 mortars.
Yeah. So, for instance, if you wanted to get every mortar, you could also get, let me see, where's your observer? Yeah, he can look right down. You could get 6 mortars and 4 bases.
We'll try
in fact, 6 mortars, 4 bases and a platoon HQ.
We'll try that.
That'll be your range in there. So these guys are trained.
Trained, yeah.
So 5s.
5, so first attempt, well let me use my dice.
Traffic light dice, folks.
Traffic lights dice.
Green, amber, red, first, second, third. No, not at all. See, they're the ones I gave Peter that have been fixed.
These dice are rubbish.
And I've turned the magnets on the table, so. Right, so the Rebs don't range in that turn, but you've also got your Zerinis up on the hill. Let me see. They're up on the hill and they can actually see over this here, folks. It's a lower hill, and Lessons from the Front has explained that you see what you can see when it comes to looking beyond tall terrain.
But I might 64. I might want to get.
See, he wants to kill my.
I think I'm going to try and range in.
You've got the range. Right, now, the Ferengi's a veteran.
Yes.
So they're going to try and range in on my M10s.
So I'll use it. I'll risk those dice again. Right.
That's what I like to hear.
So it'll be
fours.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Third attempt.
Last attempt.
So, sixes.
How many do I get?
Let me see. You've got the range, which is a question of. I reckon 3 is as much. Oh, put the right direction first.
I think
If you put it there, that could get 4.
4. I'll try.
Right on that. Right. So, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 that way.
Right. So I'll just from that end.
Right.
So I think
sixes.
6s, right? So. Two.
Only 2, folks. Right. First one, second one, a 6, a 5 and a 4. So they've just made it. Because it's attack 3 against top armor 0.
My mortars will try and range as well.
Let's see, where are the mortars? They're back here. 40-inch range. Depends. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, okay. So you've got a good range on my infantry. Not so good on my mortars.
Yeah, well, let's go for the infantry.
That's as fast forward as you could really
well,
get.
I can't.
Oh no, you're going to have to go. Well,
he's there, so yeah,
you could,
in the corner of that field.
Right, if you go like the guy at the back, let's see, he's 40, and then him 40. So that would be there. It's not really going to get my mortars.
Yeah, so let's concentrate on the infantry. So yes. Well, no, let's go for heat.
Right. So if you plant it 2 inches into there, you should be able to get everybody.
Yeah, right. So it's 5 again.
There'll be 5s, yeah. Second attempt. Right. Okay. So my guys will be on 4s then. So first one. That's the one you really wanted. Right, so first guy, second guy. Oh, Commissar. He's bowed out right away, folks, which is bad news. Right, place some markers down for that. I had to put him out there to keep him out of trouble, but the nerves didn't go for my infantry in the end. Right, so that's you done. Is there any nerves? So, nothing else in range?
Nothing else.
Right. Turn 2. Turn 2 starting step. Got to try and unpin them. I've kept the HQ close enough for a reroll. 6, that'll do it. And I think that is it. So, on to movement. Soviet turn 2 movement. Now, I was going to leave my M10s gone to ground, waiting for the reserves to arrive. Now, they're there as a defensive block, but I've decided I'm going to try and shoot the mortars at long range with no HE. There's very little chance of me hitting, but I'm feeling a wee bit under pressure, so they're going to have to try and contribute. And then the infantry platoon on the right, well, they're going to be doing the hokey cokey, as I would call it, because they're going to be going in, out, all over the place for the rest of the game, to be honest, trying to avoid artillery. Staying put isn't always the best solution. So we turn to shooting. I'll try and range in my mortars to a point over here. Third attempt. So you guys are careful, so I'll need 6s.
So is that so you can get 2 mortars and then
2 infantry.
Yeah, there's more. There's
1,
2, 3, 4, 5.
Is it as much as that?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So infantry at the front. I've got rerolls, but I need 2 6s for this. Next one, nope. Third one, nope. Fourth one, nope. Shrek, nope. Mortar, nope. But I'm ranged in over there if I can find a ranged in marker. There you go. And then my M10s. I've got the range on. 2 mortars, but it'll take a bit of a miracle. You'll be 6s normally, but 7s because of no HE. Oh, I could just roll 3 6s. That's quite good. But only one. So 1 hit. I want to get on that one there.
Okay. Well, I'll try and. Have you got range?
No, it's only those 2 I can get.
So.
He's fine. Right, and then I think that is going to be it, because I don't have range or assets for any other shooting. Sorry folks, I was getting all confused there. I was rolling 2 dice, but thinking I was re-rolling successfuls, I was re-rolling misses. So I got 2 hits on the infantry, 1 on a Shrek, 1 on basic infantry. They made their save, but no hits on the mortars, which is the critical thing.
Here,
right, so starting step, so you got unpin just the infantry. 2 doesn't do it, but you're okay just now, you don't have any threats there. So it's just on to movement. Hungarian turn 2 movement is just going to be an attempt to dig those infantry in advanced. You know, Peter's had a thought about what's going to happen to them in terms of getting machine gunned if they're caught out in the open by my reserves. So he doesn't dig them in, he's going to keep them going to ground. Elsewhere, he's just going to be firing artillery at my poor infantry.
Shooting for the Hungarians. So first of all, we're going to try and range in.
Okay.
Get as many of the mortars as possible.
Right. So you can spot down here with the observers. So let's see what you get.
I need a 5. Oh no.
4 4 4. That's a big moment for me, folks.
Second time. That's not good enough.
Right. Zrini's, what are they going to go for?
Zrini's.
You can see my M10s if you want to have another stab at them.
Or I might,
you can see my mortars, so you can see over that hill.
Let's do that.
The Stinians are higher up, they can see.
Let's do that.
Right the way back to there.
So they'll be on a 4.
4, yeah, because there'll be terrain. And hold on, it depends if you want to get everybody or not.
I want to get...
that would get you 3.
3. And how far forward can I get it? I can't get... No, I wouldn't be able to get any of the infantry, would I?
Yeah, but then you're on terrain anyway. That would be a 3 to get 3 bases, or you could just go
both. Let's go both. I'm confident I'm going to get 4.
You got 4 last time.
Here we go.
Second attempt.
Second attempt.
Right. Okay. So there's HQ first of all. See if you get him.
Okay.
No. No. Mortar. No.
No. This isn't.
Yes. 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 No. Yes.
Is that it? Yeah.
Right, so he's a 5 power, sorry. 3 up. He's away. Next one. He's okay. Next one. He's okay. Next one. He isn't, so 5 power. Yeah, and that gets rid of my reroll, as well as leaving more than likely pinned.
So where is that?
It's kind of right in the middle here. Right, so mortars.
Mortars now. I think where's this? I think this mortar can see sort of about there.
Right. So you should have the range for that.
Should be able to catch some of your infantry. So it'll be 5s again.
Yeah. Third attempt.
Third attempt.
So
heading in 6, is it? 6 is it?
I don't think you'll get the platoon commander, but you'll get 3 bases, so 5s, because my guys are only trained.
1.
Right, so just do 1 save. He's okay.
He's fine. And that is going to be me.
That's it.
Yeah.
Turn 3. Soviet turn 3, start step. Do they unpin the mortars? They don't. Oh dear. Do they guys unpin? They don't. Oh dear. And then reserves.
Oh!
Reserves are coming, so try to dig them in was a good idea. At least you're still going. Oh, actually,
well, he moved, so he'll be concealed and
yeah.
Which will.
It means I can maybe get you on 5s, but I can have a go at these guys. Right, so over to me for movement. Soviet turn 3 movement, well, it's going to continue with the hokey cokey for the infantry, who are going to be doing the in, out in that wood, at least for this turn, but they're going to be doing this dance all over the table. And here comes the threat that was worrying Peter with regards to his infantry, as my reserve armour arrives, and he's not dug in here, so there's a chance of me doing a bit of damage with machine gun fire. Turn 5 shooting. I'm going to start with these machine gun in here, going for the one that moved so that you're not going to ground. So it'll be 16. Sorry folks, there's a lot of dice. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Right, so I've got to allocate one onto the
guy who moved in.
Yep, so I'll do 1, 2, 3, let's see, 4, and then the shred. But the shred's going to get the advantage of bulletproof cover. So you've got 2 inside there.
2 inside there.
You could try mistaking target into.
Yes, let's try this guy in.
Right, 4, yep. So
that goes inside.
2 into the building, and then do you want to take one off the Shrek?
Let's try it.
2, no. So 2 saves for the guys in the building.
Right.
That's a 3 and a 6. And then this guy in the open? Nope. The guy behind him? Sorry. It's okay, Shrek.
Shrek, here we are. Mr. Shrek.
He's gone.
Is he bulletproof cover?
Oh, bulletproof cover, sorry. I remember, he's fine. Right, so that's all they're shooting.
That was 5 hits, wasn't it?
Yeah. Might as well. Don't think about it. I'm going to shoot these. There's not much chance of doing any damage, but what the hell, 2, 4, 6, 10 dice, because remember these guys' rate of fire, moving rate of fire is the same, so the pinned rate of fire is the same. So it's 2. Right, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. But I reckon I can only see the guys in this in this building. Right, so what was that, 2 each?
2 each, so first guy is possible. Oof. And then the second guy is possible.
Yeah. Got one. Right, my mortars can't fire, so they'll be waving bye-bye. So, my M10's having a go at these mortars. So, there are 8 dice in total, needing 7s because of there no HE. Just one possible. Oh, yeah. So, oh, give me a break. Get a hit and a kill against a 3-up save in a row of 2. That's just the way it is. And I think that is going to be it for shooting. Yeah, there's nothing else I can be doing there, so that'll be me.
2 starting steps. I'm going to try and unpin this infantry again.
Yep.
Yeah, they're unpinned. Now, these guys over here.
For reroll. 2 and a 6, so they've unpinned, so they can keep moving forward. And then, reserves.
Yes, here we go. This is it. No reserves.
Hungarian turn 3 movement's not going to see much activity. I mean, Peter's not got any reserves to start moving in his infantry. Just going to have to stay put, hold on for just now. He fails to dig in the infantry towards the front that are approaching my T-34s. He gets the HQ dug in though.
So turn 3 shooting. Let's see what I can. Just the template of doom. Does that?
Right. Let's see. So it depends on what you get. Mortars, are you happy you've got them already?
I think I'll go for infantry to bring there. Well,
Oh, you're going to use him for the next?
Yeah, yeah.
Gotcha. Right.
so
It depends how much you want.
as most of them as I can. Oh well, with that. No.
They're not dug in.
So that's.
Everyone else is. So you
But
could
then I miss
get.
out all those guys, don't
You
I?
could get 2 from here plus all of that, or so that's 1. It's
Yeah.
about the same, to be honest. Like
Well, let's see if I can
that's
get it.
probably the best. That'll get you 6.
Right, let's see if I can actually.
First depth.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Right. So first guy. So we need 3s.
First guy.
Next guy. Next guy. HQ.
Oh,
Next guy.
I've got the right dice.
Last guy. Right. So he saves. Next one fails, so 5 power for him.
No.
5. No, he's dead. Oh, don't start. All the dug-in guys are just going to fail the save. I mean the non-dug-in guys. Right, 2 away from that platoon.
Right, and
Is there any
Rennies are going to repeat bombardment
repeat onto?
onto the mortars.
Right. So that's it. Is there any up on the hill, right?
So,
4 dice.
I'll just roll 4.
Aye, I think it's not too important there. Right, so that's 1. So it's a fail.
Oh no.
No. I should have a marker on them. Hold on.
And then the mortars. You're out of the mortar now, yes?
Yeah. So that's these mortars.
So 40 inches. What's that take me to? I think I'm going to have to go for that field.
Right.
So it'll be 5s.
Yep. Second attempt.
Second attempt.
So hitman 4s.
Fours.
First guy.
Yep. Oh.
Last guy.
Yeah, back. So 4.
So I get the back. It's okay. Next guy's okay. Next guy. Last guy. He's failed.
4. No.
It's a pinned already.
Boom. I think that's me. That's all I can do.
Right. Turn 4. Soviet turn 2 start step. Do they unpin? They do. Do these guys unpin? They do. 2 dice for reserves. Oh, boo. Soviet turn 4 movement, so I'm going to start by swinging my T-34s around to the left. Get line of sight and range on one of those Zerinis on the hill. See if I can try and at least affect one artillery template that's smashing down on my infantry. And those infantry that have been dancing around the table are dancing over towards the T-34s because I am worried about the potential assaulting value of the Hungarian infantry to their front. They've got a Faust and a Shrek, so 4 tanks by themselves might be isolated. Soviet turn 4 shooting. I'll start with my M10s. See if they can kill some mortars. One possible. No. And then my mortars are ranged in there now, so there's 4 bases infantry and a Shrek, so.
Just check that. 1, 2. Well, is it? Yes. Yeah.
So it's right, so first guy, no. Second guy, no. Third guy, no. Fourth guy, yep.
Okay, yeah.
Shrek, no.
And 2 mortars.
First mortar, second mortar, no. Just 1 guy, that's terrible.
Oh, possible.
At least I killed 1. I reckon it could be night-night for them. Right, so Oh, that brings us down to here. I'm going to move the whole thing. So my T-34s are going to have a go at your Zerinis. There's only one in range.
This guy.
Yep, you'll be concealed because you're hull down. So I will need 6s. No. And I think that is going to be it for shooting from me, because everything else is none to shoot at or dashed.
And pin the infantry, yeah.
Right, that'd be it. Oh, sorry, and then your 2 dice for reserves.
2 dice for reserve. There we go. No.
Slow burner. So in terms of movement, these guys are going to try and dig in again. And they do this time, so they've finally done it. And anything else, do you think?
No, I don't think so.
Is there any going to stay put and shoot?
Yes, they're going to try and get rid of those mortars.
Right. So a little bit of movement to finish off. Heavy machine gun infantry have moved into that house.
No, they can't get in. So they'll let's just move them up to the back there.
Oh, it's a rush. It's a rush.
Could get in there. Yeah, right.
Okay, shooting.
Shooting.
You want to repeat bombardment with the Zerinis onto the mortars?
Yes, let's do that.
Okay, so 4 dice.
4 dice, needing
3s.
Come on, boys, come on, boys.
I'll do it.
Right, so
Oh, well, only 1 to reroll so far. Right, so 3 chances to kill. That'll do it. 2 more.
The mortars there. What can they see? I don't think we can see much now.
That's range as well.
We may have to think about that.
They can see plenty over here.
So, oh yeah, they can't go past that hill.
Right, okay, actually you can see down there if you want to.
Well, I do have a range there.
Well, 40 will take
That's
you.
there. Oh yeah, so that's,
Well,
let me that.
40 and
And I can't see the past that hill though.
Yeah,
so it would need to be there.
but he's not needing to see past it. He just has to be able to land in the same place as him. And you can see right down here. He can see you, so you could aim for there using
let's try that.
that guy.
So it'll be 5s again.
Ooh, for first attempt.
Yeah, so how many are there, do you think?
Right, okay. You'll be able to get pretty much everybody, I would say. So, in the road. Do the guy in the road first, right? So he's hit.
Missed. Oh, 3 suits.
Hit and hit. Right, so one miss there basically. Which one? Him. Right, so he's okay. Guy in front of him, he's okay. There's some camera folks here. Next guy is a goner. Next guy is a goner. Next guy is okay.
And that then leaves the food alright.
So the Nebs have currently not got anything.
Well, I think maybe got one guy.
Observers.
Yeah, that's.
You've got that huge, big, massive target over the church.
Yeah, and I can't see anything.
Well, your HQ.
Yeah, let's go for that.
Right. Oh, but mind you, 8 inches.
Oh, yeah, it's 8
Danger
inches.
close.
So we need to. Alright.
You can still be getting these guys.
Let's try that.
Right.
One up. 5. No.
No, we're not very good today, have they? Right, are you planning on a shooting
Yes,
scoop?
I'll try and shoot
The
scoop.
Zrinnies, get them off the hill.
Oh, yes.
They'll be a 3 up because they're veteran. Yep.
Yeah, so they will. I think he'll stay where he is, will he? You can't reach him.
Not this turn though, but technically I could blitz and get him next turn. I'm a 3 up blitz, but that brings me closer to the infantry.
Yeah, let's take him back a bit.
And also you might remember I'm going to definitely get another reserve platoon next turn. So I might be able to get him too. I think he's at risk because I've got on the back edge of the table I've got a 44-inch direct range.
Okay, you've talked me into it.
Right. Get him away from my sight.
Right, so and that's me. That's me then.
Turn 5. 5 starting step. They've got to unpin. They're in reroll range. They don't. And they stay, for what it's worth, seeing as the Zrinnies are not shooting them anymore. Do these guys unpin? They don't. And then 3 dice for reserves. I could have done with a flood of reserves there, so just be 1 more platoon of T-34s. Soviet turn 5 movement. So my infantry are just going to keep moving around, try to stay alive. And my reserve platoon is going to arrive on the flank to try and get some shots up at the nearest neb. And I'm thinking that might also be a potential axis of advance for me, with the wood protecting my approach, but it's tricky because I've got infantry to the front of that and to the side of that. Soviet turn 5 shooting. 2 of my reserves are going to fire up at, in fact, have I got the range? Let me check. Yeah, firing up at 1 neb. That won't do it. These guys are going to clobber your infantry.
With machine guns again.
Main guns. 2 hits. I want to stick one in a Shrek so you can try your mistaken target.
Yeah, try and bump it off.
Yep.
So we're just on this guy.
Right. Yep.
And then
Now, hold on a minute. I want it on this guy in the building.
this guy, is that too close, or
No.
so I'll try and jump off him
To
this guy.
right. He's probably for 6. There you go. You're fine. Right. And my M10s are going to stay on the ground. They're not going to shoot. So that's going to be it for my shooting, folks. The mortars can't fire.
Okay, Hungarian turn 5, starting step. So what am I going to do? Just reserves.
Yep, 3 dice. So something's coming on.
3 dice. Let's get them all on.
Yep.
2. Oh yeah. That's
2's what you've got, the way.
yes, that'll work.
Right. So we'll come on for the reserves. There's no motivation, so straight on to movement. Hungarian turn 5 movement, and the reserves are arriving at last. So the Panthers are moving up tactically to get line of sight onto the M10s, but they can't get into short range. And Peter's done a bit of a pincer. He's going to move the Panzer IVs around the wood over on the far left top corner there, keeping them out of line of sight to begin with. Elsewhere, Peter is going to be tucking his Zrinnies in behind that wood as much as possible, so they're in a position to manoeuvre and block any direct approach by me through that gap.
So yeah. Hungarian turn 5 shooting. So let's try and range the nebs in, or the infantry behind that edge, using the HQ as a
spotter. Okay, doke.
spotter.
Oh, hold on a minute though. Danger close and all that. I think you'll be fine. You might not actually be fine. Hold on.
A bit further back then.
You're off. No, you're on the table edge.
Alright.
You nearly missed the world. Right.
So 5s.
Second attempt.
Second attempt.
So, first of all, we'll go for the infantry.
Nope. Yeah. Nope. And nope.
Right, and then we'll do the tanks. But the infantry first of all.
Can I damage the tanks?
I think so. He's dead, unfortunately. The anti-tank is On a
I
neb.
think it's only 2, is it?
Aye, that can be a bale. So,
2, yes.
first tank, second tank, third tank, fourth tank. Do that again. So, 3 hits. Okay.
No, they're alright.
And they actually get to place a ranged in marker.
Right, almost just on the table.
Right on the table edge.
The mortars will. Let's try and range in. There's the guys in the church as well.
Church, yeah.
So put it in the middle there.
Okay.
So 5s again.
Yeah. Second attempt.
Second attempt.
Right, let's see. So. Right. So that could get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Right.
So start with that's single one.
Single one. Oh. So it'll be 4s. Yep.
2 in there. And then 3 in there. So the guy in the church, the guy in the wee house, 5 power.
4 up.
So going on, and then 1 in the bigger house. Okay. And more importantly, they're pinned, because you don't want them having any freedom of action.
Yes, but so that was all my artillery, isn't it?
Yep.
So anything, right? So these guys that come on, the Panthers.
So long range. 7s.
7s. Right, so 3 shots.
You better not get them here. Buckle of the 7 rolls. 1 possible.
1 possible.
No.
And that will be me. They can't shoot because they didn't know it. You know.
Aye, you're keeping their nose in behind the wood.
Yeah, so that's me.
Turn 6. Soviet turn 6 start step, so unpinning. Yep, and then that's usually the cue to not run away. Over there, they're the ones that are really, I wasn't bothered about the mortars anymore, but they need to be able to support those M10s. I'm not going to do that if they're pinned. And then this tiny wee group unpinned so they can run away somewhere else. Oh, reserves, aye. I still have 2 units, and one of them folks is coming on. Soviet turn 6 movements. Now, I really don't know what to do over on the right side of the table, so I'm going to keep 1 platoon of T-34s pressuring the far edge. The other platoon I'm going to move over to support the M10s. There's only 1 platoon of tanks here coming up against 2 platoons of Hungarian tanks, so I'm a bit worried about that. Not very aggressive and probably the wrong thing to do. The M10s have passed a blitz to manoeuvre to get them all in line of sight of the Panthers. I seem to be having a very good game for my blitzing and shooting and scooting. My 3 up blitzing and shooting and scooting, that's normally the cue to roll a 2. If you're a German player, you'll know my pain. But in this game, it worked a treat. Soviet turn 6 shooting, I'll start with my mortars.
Same.
Yeah, they're already ranged in, but they have to reroll successful. So first base of infantry, second base of infantry, and then is it just the Shrek? Oh, and a third base. Shrek. I've got the Shrek.
Shrek.
First mortar, no.
So
Nothing for the mortars, just the Shrek. Shrek is a bit of a bullet magnet. And then a reroll.
Oh, wait.
No. Right, more importantly now, the M10. So I'm needing 6s.
A lot of dice, right? A lot of dice.
It is. But you're going to have a good save at that range. Especially if I can't hit you. I get 1.
Right, so the 9 goes up to 10.
Yep.
10, 11.
1. Oh yeah, past 5 power. Let me think, what one do I want to get? I want to get that one. You can try and stick target if you don't want me to get that one.
I'll go for that one.
Right. Then the other shooting is going to be firing up this line against Nebs again.
This guy.
Could have done with that on the Panthers. Right, so he's got 3 saves to make.
So that would be
Just that one there. I'm not sure what the save is, if it's a 3 or a 4. It's a 3 or 4?
Let's see.
I'm thinking it's a 3 to be honest for a neb.
It's a 4.
What's 4, right? So
that 2 hits.
these are gone. So one neb gone. Now the rest of the platoon are just going to be shooting at the infantry, which is it's just down here, just main gun shots. No, because they're all going to ground. And then I'm going to try and shoot and scoot with that platoon that just killed the neb. 3 they make it because they're crafty. They're going to. Oh, I'm under the window. Yeah, they're just going to. I'll show you in a second, folks. They're just moving around. There's no point in heading up that way, so they're just pulling back a bit. And that is going to be it for shooting. They've just scooted over to here. Those infantry are an ongoing threat against me, and they're isolated tanks.
6 starting set for the Hungarians. So I've got to try and unpin this platoon. Yeah, so they're unpinned.
And you're fine for reserves. There's nothing. That's
Reserves.
so. I think it's on to movement.
On to movement. Yeah.
Hungarian turn 6 movement's just going to see those Panzer IVs getting up and into the fight with a tactical move. The Panthers can stay put and shoot back at me, and as they're comfortable behind the wood at the moment, and they can also fire a bombardment if they stay put.
Turn 6 shooting. Here we go. Right, so what we start with, let's go for the M10s.
Right, okay, so
the Panthers,
right.
4 shots, needing
Sixes.
6s. Come on, let's 1.
So what one are you aiming at?
I think it'll just be this one when it's out in the open. Oh, well, they're all out in the open.
I'll try and stay in target. I do.
So,
Stick it on him.
can I see him?
Certainly one of them can see him.
Yeah. Right.
So firepower.
Go on. None of this bailing. Oh.
The Panzer IVs will get him down.
Right. The Panzer IVs then.
Right, so you get one at short range.
What short range? That'll be 4 5s.
5s and then 2 along.
5. So with the 5.
And then 2 along. So he's taking a pounding.
No, was it on the other way around?
Right, so
one hit.
your anti-tank is 11, so I won't be able to save.
I want to try and hit that guy.
Right, so mistake target. No, bastard.
So
Firepower. Oh no, he's at long range. You've got to target him.
right.
So you target him to get short range.
So it was the one that short range that hit, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Right. Okay.
So you
he's got-
can't then put it on somebody at long range with just that one hit.
Yes.
So he's away. Because you were just in short range and no more.
Yes. Okay. So let's so we'll go with the never were first. We'll try and range
Right,
in.
okay, so the nebs are going to try and move over here, so you're going to use your observer.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so you'll need 5s.
Oh, no.
No, the nebs are just not doing it.
Give me that
But-
back. Give me that back.
They prefer to aim at the edge of the table. Right, there's the Rennies that are down here a bit. They're going to try and range in over there as well, so there'll be 4s.
5s because they're spotting it.
Oh, right, they can't. Aye, the HQ spotting for them folks. Terrain is in the way. That'll do it though. Right. You just want infantry or do you want...
infantry. Yeah. Oh no, let's yes, I'll go for 3 infantry and
Right. So, first guy,
so was it the first
first
attempt?
attempt.
So
Yep, needed.
no, next guy.
First tank.
Let's see, so that's it. First tank. Second tank. Can I get all tanks? Yeah.
Aye.
And yeah.
Right, so first guy is okay. Second guy is okay. But this is the important bit. Tank. Right, chance to bail.
I might be
Oh
killed.
no, chance to kill, sorry, aye, because they're 5 power. Aye, tank 3, sorry.
So, yep.
Thanks, don't start dying to artillery.
And
Right, so you're okay
so
with the pins.
oh, which way was that coming in there?
Aye, but there's something.
And then the mortars.
Already arranged
Yes,
down.
let's go for that.
So you've got 2 guys in the house to the front. That's 1. And then 3 in the church. 2. So the guy in the house to the front, and then chance to get a guy in the church.
No.
The pins already.
And that's me.
Any shooting or scooting and anything like that?
No. The Panthers maybe. Yes, let's shoot and scoot the Panthers.
Right.
Yes, and then it's going to.
So the Panthers are going to try and maybe reduce the shots that can come back at them.
Yeah, so let's. So that's from the base. And that's me.
So we can go on to turn summary. Turn 7. Soviet turn 7 starting steps. So I've got to try and unpin. They do try last stand. They don't. They'll be off ski. Hit 1. Those guys. They do. Yay. Which is what they need to do because they're just sitting under an artillery template getting gubbed. And then my last reserves, which is my scouts, will come on. Soviet turn 7 movement, starting with a successful blitz to manoeuvre the M10s away from the line of sight of the Panthers and concentrate their fire on the Panzer IVs. To support this attack, it's always handy to have some infantry armed with Fausts, and would you believe it? I've got some. So 2 bases are going to advance out to fire their Fausts and then potentially also launch an assault. The T-34s on the bottom edge of the table are going to move up behind the wood there, see if they can get a flank position on the Panthers on in some way support the M10s. And on the right, I'm going to try and get close in on those Drinnies. It's pretty dangerous with those infantry there, but I'll see if the more mobile T-34s can do something against the rather clunky Drinnies. Turn 7 shooting, so I'm going to start with my M10s against your Panzer IVs at short range now, right? 3 of them blitzed and 1 moved.
Okay.
So I need 5s. 2 hits.
2 hits.
So you can get a potential bail.
A 6 was it?
They're all at short.
Short.
Let's see. Bollocks. Try mistaking target.
Uh,
You do. We'll see. You can stick 1 on at long range because we never did that individually.
Right,
so
right. So the guy in the front then.
yeah.
He does 6.
6 for a bail.
6. Oh no.
And then the guy at the back, 6 for a pass. Well, the one in the front's killed. Oh, bollocks, sorry, can I fire my Faust first? I forgot all about them.
Oh, right.
Right, the Faust, firing first. 1 hit. So I want it on the guy at the back.
Take that back.
Right?
So,
Oh no, do I? I do, yeah, the guy at the back. So you can match it with a 6. No, so firepower is a bail. Right, and then that works out. What do I think? You can now try mistaking target from M10s to stick that one onto the bailed one.
Right.
Right, because you only did 1 mistaken target before you do. Right, so that bailed one's dead. He's still alive.
Let's one round again.
Right. It's worked out the same, but it was a better opportunity for me. Right, so that's same done. Let me see. We've got 1 chance at a Zrinny. So you've been in the open.
Yeah, because it's not totally.
Yeah, it's not drawn line of sight through.
4s.
That's a miss. Right. And I think that's going to be it for shooting. But what I will do is put an assault in like that. But you're going to get bucket loads of defensive fire because, let me think, there's no way I could have avoided defensive fire there after you pass your mistake timer. So 8 dice.
8 dice.
You just need 3s, I think it should be okay. Especially
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
the way you do defensive fire.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. I think it's 3s, is it?
3s. I'll do it. So that's 6. First guy.
He survives.
Well, they survived, so they'll stop just 2 inches back. Right, and I think that is totally underwhelming. Can't believe they just killed 1 tank. Needing 5, that was terrible. Right, I think that's going to be it for me. Turn 7 starting step for the Germans and there's nothing, so it's straight on to movement. Hungarian turn 7 movement, and Peter's not having the same luck as I am with blitzing. The veterans Rinnies fail, but he's going to have to move them out to try and take on those T-34s on the flank. The Panzer IVs are just going to have to stay put and try and shoot it out and hope they don't get killed by Faust and assaults as well. And then the Panthers are going to tactically move over to get some shots into my M10s, combining with the Panzer IVs.
Turn 7. Right, so the Israelis are going to shoot here. They failed the blitz.
So do him first because he's limited in his targeting. Oh, and then they can get any number. Cocked. That'll do it. Right, so
It's 11, I think.
which one are you targeting? 10. Which one are you targeting?
This one here.
Right, I'll try his 10 target. I don't. Okay, and then he rolls a 6. It's okay.
6, 7,
That'll be 12.
12.
So he's survived.
Right, that's bad news.
Oh, the other side of the table.
Yeah, let's see.
Right, so you've got.
Right, so I'm going to try and range in on your scouts. No. What's this scouts here?
Oh, hold on a second. So what's this? This is the Nebs.
Nebs.
Right. Okay. Danger close, etc., etc., etc.
So I can't get them.
You would be able to get the back one only.
Yeah.
The scouts are a bit too close to the occupied building.
So let's go for this
Hey,
platoon.
poor swords over there.
Push ones over there. So
Right. Okie doke.
can I see who?
Yeah.
Yeah. So back to 5s. Oh, no.
Nebs are just being pants.
They have.
What are your mortars then? Are they going to?
Yes, they're going to repeat them. But
Right. Okay, so you've got.
So there are 3 in there.
2 in there. There's 2 that you can get.
There's one guy down here.
They're inside.
Oh, so there's 3 of them there.
2 that you can get in the building and 3 in here.
Oh, right. So it's but
So there's 2 other guys in here. They're all inside the building. I just can't ask.
there's 1, 2, 3.
Aye, but one of them's outside the template
Oh, right. Okay. So the 2.
because they were over here to get that building as well.
So
2 in the building, they both hit, and then 3 in here. All hit. So wee building, chance to get in the wee building. It's a corner, and then 1, 2. Chance to get in the big building. Okay.
No.
Right, Panthers.
Panthers. Yes. It's be 4, 5, 6s.
Let me see. Right, okay. So, 5. And 5. Because you're looking through the gap. If you target him, he's not.
But I'm not up against the hedge. So.
You're within 2 inches of the edge of it. I reckon one of them concealed, one's in the open.
Right. So
Concealed and in the open.
So concealed. It's a
6.
6. Oh no.
And then 5.
Oh.
Right. Over here, you've got one at long range.
Yeah.
And then one at short range.
So we'll go the long range first. So
6s.
4, 5, 6s.
Yeah, concealed, careful concealed, long range.
Right. But they fired.
You're not going to ground.
Fold, concealed.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6. Because maybe he was at long range and he passed to save because of it.
No.
And short range. That's pants.
Rush. Okay. Is that everything? I think that is everything, isn't it?
Yeah, that was a bad turn for you, Peter.
So, well, they'll try and shoot and scoot.
Aye, yeah.
No. Okay, so that's me. They're going to be dead.
They might be in trouble, yeah. But I've got to worry about those Panthers too. Turn 8. Turn 8 starting step. They guys have to unpin, but I've got my HQ with them. And they do. Thankfully. Do these poor swords unpin? They do. So they've got freedom of action to run around like headless chickens in any direction that they want. And that'll be it because all the reserves are on. Soviet turn 8 movement sees another successful blitz order for the T-34s on the right in this case, and a couple of past cross checks to allow me to get all of my tanks firing down that channel with the full rate of fire. The T-34s in the centre of the table hiding behind the wood, I was hoping that I could get flank shots on the Panthers, but I couldn't do it. Couldn't, even with a successful blitz, couldn't move them far enough over. The building was in the way and the building was occupied, so I could only get so close to it anyway, and I'm really regretting moving them there now because I might have been able to actually build up something over on the right flank if I'd have just put all of my T-34s together. So, bereft of any other ideas, I'm just going to leave those T-34s hiding behind the wood. Oh, and I may not have mentioned it before, but my HQ has now joined the platoon up by the church. Soviet shooting, starting with the Faust cylinder, actually. Right, sorry. I was just seeing if I could put more guys in. If that guy hadn't died last turn, he'd have been up. Right, so Soviet turn 8, shooting, starting with the Faust. 2 Fausts, I've got to fire at my moving rate of fire.
So you're both shooting here?
Targeting him, yeah, and it can spill over because they're in range of both. So I will need 5s. 1. So I want to put it on, I've targeted him. I've only one hit's gone on him.
Do I can't swap it, can I?
No, and anyway, what is it? That's going to be 12. You can't save it anyway. So he's dead.
He's dead.
Now that means all the rest of my fire is going at long range though.
Well, too bad, eh?
I'm just giving you the silver lining, which means I'll need 6s. And I get nothing. That's terrible. Right. I'm going to try a shoot and scoot with them. I'm just going to do it now while the camera's over there. Yeah. Just so I'm keeping away from you Panthers. Take advantage of cover, so force you to move. Right. And then just move the camera down. Right, so I'm going to have to roll these individually because only certain things can see certain things in front of this one. Right.
So you're first, you're the one that can only see.
He can only see 1.
So it's 4s.
Yeah, so that'll be
1.
1 at him. Right. He can only see those 2, I would say. 1. Right. He can see anybody. Firing the guys in the open.
The open. Right.
1. So I got that. He can't shoot him.
So 1 in each of these two. Yeah. So you're 12 against my 7.
12 against 7, yeah. First guy.
First guy. 7, 8, 9.
1 chance.
1.
No, hold on. Oh, bailed.
Bale.
2 hits and a bale, folks. This is just depressing.
7
chance.
and 11. So
Chance to kill.
Bailed.
Chance to bail. No, just 2 bales. And then him. These are fearless, by the way, folks.
See.
He's dead. That's pathetic, folks. It's quite hard, when you actually get a chance to get a bit of momentum in a game and the dice just say no. It's a bit frustrating in terms of actually getting a result. So I think that's going to be, oh no, it's going to be an assault.
Assault, yeah.
Right. I'm going to have to bring this over. I'll tell you what, we're going to have 4 dice of defensive fire, Peter, so we'll roll that and then we'll move the camera if we need to.
Right, so just sitting in 3.
Threes.
3 hits.
So
one
makes it in.
comes in.
Right, folks. I'll just put them over and take one away. Right. So it's a bit long range, but I can't be bothered moving the camera. And a hit. So you can't save.
Yeah, so it's bailed. And
He's bailed and then I'll...
Can't be caught, yeah.
Yeah. And then my guy's just going to nick behind there. Well, that was bloody pathetic. 5 hits on them, resulting in... They're all out, but they're fearless, so very disappointing. But I've been lucky up to this point in making all those blitzes.
Okay, they are fearless.
They are, yeah. So starting step.
So this guy. Oh no, another guy. No.
Do a last stand on the Peter.
Last stand.
Yeah, you made it on the last stand. They're fearless, so you're okay.
But they're not going to be there.
But it's okay. It's not going to make any difference, I don't think. So,
I
don't think. Peter, is there much else that we can actually do to?
No, I mean, what I was saying, I'm going to move the Panthers up here to take shots at them.
Yeah.
Maybe move the infantry up.
But then that's like another turn, and then they can come along, deal the Panthers 50 cal. I don't see you pushing through, and there's no way I can push through. There's a possibility by some kind of miracle, but we'd have to give you every chance to play the game as well, and it would take another hour or so on to find out if I run away in the assault, which I probably would, because I always do. So I think we're going to have to call it a draw. Right, Peter, that was a bloody annoying game, to be honest. It's just another draw, but it's so often the case with Dust Up, with it being a slow starter.
It's difficult to get up there and be able to pressurise the objectives.
Yeah, especially because you've got foot sloggers. They can only stick the neck out so far, and then they just get shot to bits. And you can say, okay, fair enough, I'm going to be brave and just stick my neck out, but you've got a long way to go as a foot slogger. And for me, this was the worst possible mission for my infantry to be in, because there was going to be more than likely a good solid 4 or 5 tons of artillery coming down on them before I could get an attack built up because of the delayed reserves. I honestly think they should just change this mission to immediate reserves and just get on with it. Why is it delayed? Just get stuck straight in. And then you've actually got a chance of, by turn 9, of actually shooting each other up. Typically, it's evenly matched lists that are playing it, because it's like manoeuvre against manoeuvre, if you see what I mean. So it wasn't a good list for my infantry. As far as the tanks go, I couldn't get past your infantry with my tanks, like over here. Because they moved up to there, I couldn't get up and then exploit. Here I was thinking of moving around to shoot them in the side, but then it would have been Fausts and Shreks and then other ones running in. You can't charge your tanks into the middle infantry, or they get shot to bits and assaulted to bits. And I just get chased around the table by artillery for most of the game. It's a bit of a frustrating game for me. I don't know what you thought, Peter.
Yes, I have. I don't know. The 3 tanks it gives me more platoons, but maybe not such a good idea, because it doesn't take much to whittle them down. Yeah, my Nebelwerfers didn't play well. That's because I borrowed the youth rank.
That is, aye.
I should have brought one.
That's the dice I gave you as well.
So I had 3 templates, but I don't know whether I used them. Well, they whittled that platoon down quite a bit and they get rid of your mortars. But
that's the thing about artillery. It can take the edge off your opponent's infantry, but it's not necessarily the game winner, you know.
You need to get in. And I could maybe have, with more time, I could maybe smoked here and then assaulted those guys.
But even then, I back off, my tanks come on, you get machine gun to bits. You know, it's no easy with infantry.
So it was an experiment. Don't attack with infantry.
Well, yeah. To be honest, it was probably harder for you than it was for me in this game because you had more infantry and more static artillery. But I just could not get moving past your infantry with my tanks, especially because they come on delayed reserves, folks. Just make dust up, immediate reserves, and then you got a chance of finishing it in a decent number of turns. But anyway, hopefully it was still a good tactical match-up for you folks, for you to enjoy. So thanks as always for watching, and if you've not done so, hit the subscribe button to help us out, and we'll see you all on the next one. Turn 1. Soviet turn 1, turn summary. So I kept the guys dug in, but then the rest of the platoon is moving out. And they're not all dug in anymore, but they're moving out because there's going to be at least less things under the template. This whole lot would be under the salvo template. And then here, the guys in the churches stayed put and the rest have moved up. He's where he is, the rest are inside these buildings. And a wee bit of movement, mostly actually to go around there with the M10s just to protect that flank. And that's it for me. No shooting because I'm going first. I can't do a bombardment. So over to Peter for this turn 1.
Okay, turn 1 summary for Hungarian. So only movement was to start moving the infantry across with the HQ with them, and everything else stayed put. Shooting, we tried to range in with the Nebs or over here, but I failed needing a 5. And then the Zrunis managed to range in here on the 3rd attempt.
2 hits.
2 hits, but you saved them both. And then mortars ranged in here. Ranged in. It was our second attempt. And I managed to kill 2 of those guys.
Most importantly though,
one of them being the commissar.
Commissar's dead, folks. Don't have a commissar with them anymore, so they're not as nasty as they could be.
And that was it.
Turn 2. Soviet turn 2, turn summary. So these guys unpinned. They failed to dig in though, so they pulled back from the edge of that wood. The one base of infantry from that unit dug in. The M10s have moved out of the template and over in a position to shoot at the mortars. Then in terms of firing my mortars, they managed to range in over here and managed to hit a couple of the infantry, but no kills, those successful saves. Didn't hit the mortars because it was a 3rd attempt. I needed 6s with rerolls because there's 6 guns. My M10s needing 7s. Got first of all rolled 3 6s. I thought, oh, here we go. Going to be a barrage of 7s, but only one turned into a 7 on a mortar. It made it safe. So no casualties yet. Next turn, I'll be rolling for reserves. We'll see if Peter still wants to push these guys on. That's the nature of this game, folks. As I said to Peter, sometimes whoever sticks their neck out first gets it chopped off.
Okay, so Hungarian turn 2 summary. So what we got? These guys failed to unpin. Any other movement over? Yeah, some guys moved into here and they failed to dig in, and the HQ failed to dig in as well. Then shooting step, the Nebelwerfers failed to range in again up there. The Zuris managed to range in on the mortars and managed to kill 2.
Aye, which cuts them down to the reroll misses.
And then the mortars managed to range in here, but what did I not get?
Get 1 hit.
one hit.
So they're pinned, but they made their save.
Yes.
Because it was, what was it, third attempt, I think.
That was all. That was all.
Right, over to me for turn 3. I wonder if any reserves will arrive. Turn 3. Soviet turn 3, turn summary. Motivations didn't go well. They didn't unpin with a reroll, and they didn't unpin with a reroll, and I'm going to miss them because they could have whittled down those mortars this turn. Got reserves though, straight away, so in come the 1 platoon of T-34s. And any other movement. These guys moved into the wood, staying out of line of sight, so they're allowed to move closer to the enemy in that case, just staying 2 inches back from the edge of the wood. 2 M10s moved up to get shots on the mortars, and of course the reserves arrived. They machine gunned over here, managing to get 1 kill and a pin. This lot shooting into this building, I managed to get a buckload of hits, 9 hits in total they've had this turn, and they, on a failed firepower, a failed save, got a 6 up firepower to kill one of them. They managed to get 2 firepower on a mortar, and I rolled a 2, folks. So it could have been 1 less mortar shooting back at me. And that's it for me, so it'll be over to the Hungarians to see if their reserves start to arrive.
Okay, Hungarian turn 3 summary. I managed to unpin this infantry here, and I managed to unpin these guys. Movement, they tried to dig in and failed. The HQ dug in and did dug in. That was all the movement. And then shooting. Did they fail again?
No, they ranged in.
They ranged in. Where was that? It was close. It was about here, was it?
Let me think, what were we after? Aye, it was there to catch.
Yeah.
And they managed to get a couple.
Yes, so that was good for them.
So that's the next
the Grenadiers did a repeat bombardment on the mortars. I think only hit 1.
Yeah.
And it saved to make the save.
No, I failed my save, but you failed your 3 up firepower.
And then the mortars ranged in here, got lots of hits, but no kills.
And importantly, folks, no reserves this turn.
No reserves. Yes, I forgot about that. No reserves.
So these guys are wisely stopped, and the artillery is starting to really hurt my side now, pretty much as I thought it would, because I don't have much to hit back against the artillery. Need them to unpin. Let's see if they do next turn. Turn 4. Soviet turn 4, turn summary, in terms of motivations, the infantry and the mortars unpinned. In terms of, let me see now, movement, or reserves, sorry, no reserves. In terms of movement, I brought this infantry, they can hang about under templates and reroll successful saves, or they can move. So they're coming over, protect these guys. They've moved over to get shots on the Zrinis. Everything else is just stayed put. So the Zrinis had, one Zrini, sorry, was in range, but I needed 60s to hit it and I missed. The M10s didn't get any hits this turn on the mortars. The mortars, my mortars that is, didn't get any hits on the mortars, but they killed 1 base of infantry. So I still don't have any real assets on the table to have a go at anything. We'll see what Peter gets next turn, but it's just turned out to be another bit of a slow burner, this game.
Okay, Hungarian turn 4 summary. So these unpinned. Was that all the motivation? I think so. Movement. They managed to dig in, thankfully. And it didn't get any reserves.
Yeah, it's 2 dice, but no reserve yet.
The Rozinis did a repeat bombardment there and managed to get rid of 2 more mortars. The mortars here ranged in here. I managed to kill a couple of infantry stands, and then my Nebelwerfers failed to range in.
Try range in here, using the HQ to spot.
And that was all. And then the end of the move, the Zrinis did a shoot and scoot off the hill.
Remember, folks, the Zrinis have only got a 24-inch range, so they're a bit of a disadvantage against standard tanks.
Okay.
Turn 5. Soviet turn 5 summary. So in terms of motivations, the guys unpinned. They didn't, but they didn't run away. In terms of reserves, I got another reserve one. 1 out of the 3 dice, just the automatic one arrived, and they've come on over here. In terms of movement, these infantry have just kept moving out of templates. They stayed put. M10s stayed put. There wasn't very much left for shooting. They managed to get a couple of hits on these infantry, but they saved. They tried just a couple of dice up there at an ebb and missed. And that was it for shooting. Nothing else could actually shoot. So that's... Oh, the important thing is they didn't shoot. They needed 7s, and no reserves are going to arrive this turn, so I have decided just to keep them gone to ground to make them harder to hit, because it could be like 2 platoons of tanks arriving. That's their job, to deal with those tanks, not shoot mortars. So that's it for me. Definitely going to have reserves arriving for Peter's next turn.
Okay, starting step, no motivation, so reserves, I got my 2 reserves on, so I got the Panthers come on here and the Panzer IVs come on here. Movement, I moved my Zrinis round here just to try and get some protection from this objective, from these tanks coming up. Panthers come on here, and that was movement and shooting. What did I do? Oh, what's that? Well, that's
the Zrinis.
That's the Zrinis, yes. That's the Zrinis. So here, what did I do with them? I managed to range in over there, I think second attempt, and managed to kill one.
It was just on the table and no more, folks, for danger close.
And then the mortars ranged in over here, second attempt, and managed to kill one guy in
Yep.
here.
And they're pinned, which might be very handy.
The Panthers shot at the M10s. They got one, they needed to get 7, but didn't get it, and they didn't shoot. And was that me? That was everything.
That's it, yeah. So you've got everything on the table now, and we're thinking about how you're going to try and push on for a win, and you're thinking you're coming up here.
I thought of trying to go up there, covered by smoke.
But there's still 2 infantry are too vulnerable, folks.
Yeah.
You see my infantry.
If I can get rid of them, then that might be possible. But I think that's going to be a slow burner.
Because they'll be shooting at long range, needing 6s each. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
Turn 6. Soviet turn 6, turn summary. So tiny wee amount of surviving infantry have unpinned. They unpinned and stayed. Only 1 reserve for 4 dice. It's HQ, he's come on here. In terms of movement, you can see this platoon is working its way back. They did a blitz to get into firing position because 1 or 2 of them was obscured. They stayed put. Oh, sorry, they didn't unpin, which is a pity because they're just going to sit and get mortared to bits. So they need to unpin, so they've got at least some freedom of action. In terms of shooting, the mortars actually managed to range in, but didn't kill anybody. Well, they were ranged in already, sorry. The Shrek took another hit for the team and survived. The ones that could managed to kill an ebb. The other ones fired over here and missed. And then over here, I needed 6s. 10 dice, only got 1 hit, folks, unfortunately. But Peter obligingly rolled a 1 for his save, so there's 1 dead Panther. So I'd imagine there'll be a bit of a standoff whilst they're coming round. And then we'll see if Peter can come through, but then he's got these to deal with, so it depends whether or not the Panthers can deal with them. Panthers and Panzer IVs deal with them in time to open up the centre, and I can't push on. The only way I can push on is if the centre gets killed, because there's 1 platoon there, but there's 2 platoons over there, plus the Zrinis. So it's not easy to see where the wind's coming from for either of us yet.
So turn summary, what did it?
Turn 6.
Any
Turn pin, I think. That was about it, really.
That was all. And then movement. The Panzer IVs moved up here. And that was
it, really.
1 infantry went in there.
Mm-hmm.
And that was all. And then shooting. What did we do? The Panthers had a shot at the M10s. They managed to bail 1.
Yeah, 1 hit.
One hit, and then the Panzer IVs managed to hit 1.
But it was the bailed one. I put a mistaken target onto him because he was the one who was in shot range. And he was hitting. Killed.
That's not bad. They failed to
failed to range in again as well.
The Zrinis ranged in over here and managed to kill 1 of the tanks.
Pathetic.
Didn't manage to kill any infantry. The mortars over here, raging again, but I think I hit a few, but...
You failed a firepower to kill one.
Yes, yes.
And then you shoot and scooted.
They just move aside, so it maybe reduces the shots coming back. And that was it.
Turn 7. Soviet turn 7, turn summary. So the mortars ran away. They didn't unpin, they're just running away again. Last reserves arrived, moving into here to get killed by artillery. They passed a blitz. I tried bring them over this way to get shots up through there, but we were putting them too close to everything. So they moved up here so one of them could get a shot. It missed anyway. These lot here are just dashing. They passed a blitz to get around, and infantry, as you can see, has moved out with the Fausts. Unfortunately, they only managed to get 2 hits out of 7 dice on 5s. One of them actually managed to save because it was at long range. Another one died, and well, they went in with a Faust first of all and bailed one. And then Peter mistaken targeted their hit onto the bailed one. So I shot myself in the foot there. So 2 of them were still alive, but I had to go in for the assault and took 6 hits in defensive fire. They made all the saves, but they didn't get in. If they had off, it would have taken a bit of a miracle, but if they had off, then they hit on 3s with Faust, probably would have gubbed it. So they're very much still alive. They can very much hurt them. The Panthers can come around and shoot them. I've got tanks coming up because of that very point. I still can't see where either of us has got a winning situation at the moment.
Turn Hungarian, turn 7 summary.
No motivations.
No motivations. So I failed my blitz for here. So we moved round to get shots at the tanks. Panthers moved over here. The Panzer Force didn't move, and that was all the movement and shooting. Over here, I got 1 hit.
Yeah, 1 out of 3 chances because they failed their blitz.
But
slow firing.
But Frank passed the save. And then over here, the Panthers failed to hit anything, and then the Panzer Force failed to hit anything. So
artillery.
I got one dead here from the mortars, and
that failed to range in again.
Yeah, so that's me.
So it wasn't a good turn for you, but it's not actually putting you in any danger of losing the game. Just maybe I can kill a platoon next turn. Turn 8. Soviet turn 8 turn summary. So what was going on there, folks? What was going on? I don't think there was any motivations in terms of movement. I tried my best to get them around the side of the Panthers with a successful blitz and everything, but they couldn't do it, just the way the Panthers were angled. They couldn't get close enough, for instance, to this building because it was occupied. They passed a blitz, however. They didn't have to pass a blitz. The infantry unpinned, which was vital for the next steps. So, in terms of movement, then they stayed put. They edged up with some successful cross checks, and everything else stayed put. They dug in. They didn't dig in. These guys here, they got 5 hits. Bail, kill. They made 2 of the saves, and I failed 2 firepowers. That one failed to save, and I passed my firepower. They took 2 hits each. It took 1, and it died. Sod's law. And then over here, all this firing only managed to get 1 Panzer IV, and then
No, I don't think they missed altogether, didn't they?
Oh, that's right, they missed. They completely missed. Needed 6s though, completely missed. And then I went in for Fausting and managed to get 1. And then, or did I? No, I didn't. No, because he was already dead. Otherwise, I'd have been shooting at short range. Confused, folks. It's been a long turn. So anyway, managed to get in, lost 1 in assault, in defensive fire, bailed it in the assault, and therefore that was the end of that. So that platoon's gone. They shooted and scooted around to here to give themselves, well, forced them to move to get any decent shots on me, and I've got them there as a wee stop for them. But this here was, you know, if I'd have killed them, I would have actually tried to push on to the objective. I reckon they'll get back in and cause me lots of problems.
They are fearless.
They are, yeah. So start and step.
So this guy. Oh no, another guy. No.
Do a last stand on them, Peter.
A last stand.
Yeah, you made it on the last stand. They're fearless, so you're okay.
but they're not going to be there.
But it's okay. It's not going to make any difference, I don't think. So,
anything else?
I don't think, Peter, is there much else that we can actually do to...
No, I mean, what I was saying, I'm going to move the Panthers up here to take shots at them.
Yeah.
Maybe move the infantry up.
But then that's like another turn, and then they can come along, deal the Panthers 50 kill. I don't see you pushing through, and there's no way I can push through. There's a possibility by some kind of miracle, but we'd have to give you every chance to play the game as well, and it'll take another hour or so on to find out if I run away in the assault, which I probably would, because I always do. So I think we're going to have to call it a draw. Right, Peter, that was a bloody annoying game, to be honest. It's just another draw, but it's so often the case with Dust Up with it being a slow starter.
It's difficult to get up there and be able to pressurise the objectives.
Yeah, especially because you've got foot sloggers. They can only stick the neck out so far, and then they just get shot to bits. And you can say, okay, fair enough, I'm going to be brave and just stick my neck out, but you've got a long way to go as a foot slogger. And for me, this was the worst possible mission for my infantry to be in, because there was going to be more than likely a good solid 4 or 5 tons of artillery coming down on them before I could get an attack built up because of the delayed reserves. I honestly think they should just change this mission to immediate reserves and just get on with it. Why is it delayed? You know, just get stuck straight in. And then you've actually got a chance of, by turn 9, of actually shooting each other up. Typically, it's evenly matched lists that are playing it, because it's like manoeuvre against manoeuvre, if you see what I mean. So it wasn't a good list for my infantry. As far as the tanks go, I couldn't get past your infantry with my tanks, like over here. Because they moved up to there, I couldn't get up and then exploit. Here I was thinking of moving around to shoot them in the side, but then it would have been Fausts and Shreks and then other ones running in. You can't charge your tanks into the middle infantry, or they get shot to bits and assaulted to bits. And I just get chased around the table by artillery for most of the game. It's a bit of a frustrating game for me. I don't know what you thought, Peter.
Yes, I don't know. The 3 tanks is... It gives me more platoons, but maybe not such a good idea, because it doesn't take much to whittle them down. My Nebelwerfers didn't play well. That's because I borrowed the D flag.
That is, aye.
I should have brought one.
I see dice I gave you as well.
So I had 3 templates, but I don't know whether I used them. Well, they whittled that platoon down quite a bit, and they get rid of your mortars. But
that's the thing about artillery. It can take the edge off your opponent's infantry, but it's not necessarily the game winner, you know.
You need to get in. And I could maybe have, with more time, I could maybe smoked here and then assaulted those guys.
But even then, I back off, my tanks come on, you get machine gun to bits. You know, it's not easy with infantry.
So it was an experiment. Don't attack with infantry.
Well, yeah. To be honest, it was probably harder for you than it was for me in this game, because you had more infantry and more static artillery, but I just could not get moving past your infantry with my tanks, especially because they come on delayed reserves, folks. Just make Dust Up, immediate reserves, and then you got a chance of finishing it in a decent number of turns. But anyway, hopefully it was still a good tactical match-up for you folks, for you to enjoy. So thanks as always for watching, and if you've not done so, hit the subscribe button to help us out, and we'll see you all on the next one.